Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. So Riot continues to kind of surprise us here a little bit. We get Sivir. This is the fourth champion from Shurima that's been revealed at the moment. And we haven't gotten Azir yet. So I I really would be surprised if we don't get Azir. We've got a couple of days left until the expansion. So I mean, there's plenty of days to release Azir. But that'd be very surprising to me. And that would be a huge blow, I think, to the Buried Sun disc if we don't get another Ascended champion. So I would be very, very surprised. Anyway, Sivir here. Yeah, still pretty exciting to get this champion here. Yeah, let's go ahead and see. I haven't watched the video yet.
You've got a problem.
See what she does. Sivir shares the wealth. All right. Sivir shares the wealth. All right.
On the dotted line.
Let's see. Sivir's a 4-drop. Same cost as Old Renekton is. So she's got quick attack, spell shield, and you've dealt 35 plus damage. This is across the board. She doesn't need to be on the board to level up, which is great. Makes her just a little bit better. 35 damage is kind of a lot, but we've gotten a lot of new spells during this expansion for a lot of regions that actually deal quite a bit of damage. So this may not be as hard as it looks.
Danger pays. Here's your cut.
Ricochet. So new keywords. Reputation. Activates if allies have struck for 5 plus damage at least 4 times this game. Activates if allies have struck for 5 plus damage at least 4 times this game. Reputation. I cost 3. Interesting. So we get a mana decrease. Deal 1 to a random enemy or the enemy nexus 5 times. So the reputation kind of reduction here is isolated from this. Deal 1 to a random enemy or the enemy nexus 5 times. So interesting. So the reputation advantage here is that it just costs 3. It should still deal 1 damage to a random enemy or an enemy nexus 5 times. So if you don't have any enemies out, right, it's guaranteed to hit the nexus 5 times, which is pretty cool. I wonder if this works like the Basilisk card, the newest one, not the newest one, I guess, but the, what's it called? Basilisk Bloodseeker, I think, where its ability procs 4 times. It like counts it as a single ability, right? And it procs 4 times on the same unit. Or if this is, I deal 1 to, okay, to a random enemy. Yeah, to not multiple random enemies, I guess. So should just be 1 here. So we get 5 different procs to 1 enemy. Interesting. You don't want that hitting Braum. Activates if allies have struck for 5 plus damage at least 4 times this game. So that's over all of your allies, right? 5 plus damage at least 4 times this game. Interesting. I don't know how easy this is going to be to proc, to be honest. This could work with like a Demacia deck, though. I see potential Jarvan synergy.
Make it worth my while.
Okay, so there's a spell shield going off. Here she does.
That's all.
Sand-swept Tomb, a 5-drop. Landmark. When allies attack, summon an attacking Sandstone Charger. When allies attack, summon an attacking Sandstone Charger. So they should come out on the board. I'm guessing it's going to have 5 attack. Kind of funny. So this is very similar to like what Jarvan does, right? This is kind of in the back, not in your hand. It's kind of in the back. But we summon it, right? Oh, is it a permanent engine? It doesn't destroy it. Oh, wow. That's a permanent engine that we get these ephemeral units attacking every round. Okay, the level up was pretty cool. I don't want to watch that again.
Couldn't ask for more.
Alright, Sivir. Go back here. While I'm attacking allies have my keywords, so quick attack and spell shield. So does it go away once they go back to the bench?
Well, hello.
Inner Sanctum. All right. Another landmark. Inner Sanctum. Reputation. I cost 0. With a countdown of 1, create 2 relics of yore in hand. We don't know what relics of yore are.
All that glitters is mine.
Alright, so maybe there's multiple. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Jeez, always goes so fast. Alright, lucky find. Pick a buff from among 3 to grant an ally. Okay, there's another one. Alright. Relic of Yore, we got, okay, focus ability. I think this is like the gym ability. This is what they're calling like the gym speed spells. So this has to be used before combat, can't be used in reaction to. So Relic of Yore gives it quick attack, overwhelm, and then this last one is +0, +2. So this kind of reminds me of Riven's Rune Blades, except they cost 0 rather than 1. And then Relic of Yore is granting health rather than attack. Or giving. I didn't see what it said, but so she's got overwhelm. She gives overwhelm to all of her allies. They had spell shield. I don't know if it like stops at the end of the round, because it like the wording was different. My allies have overwhelm, right? Until when I attack or something like that. All right. Very interesting. Let's go ahead over to Mobalytics and see all the cards. There's like 22 today, so quite a bit, but we did see that those relics of yours may take up like 4 of those cards. We'll see. All right, everybody, we're back here in Mobalytics. Let's just go down here and look at these cards here revealed. So yeah, there's 22 new cards. I imagine a lot of them are just going to be token cards, or we can see down here we've got these lucky find cards. So interesting. So it said in the video, I want to bring this up real quick. It says Sivir shares the wealth. What other champion shares wealth in League of Legends? That would be Pyke. And Pyke has pretty much been confirmed as a champion coming to Legends of Runeterra. Are we going to get him this expansion? I don't really know. It already kind of looks like we're going to be getting more champions during the first part of this expansion than we got in Targon. More cards of the game. Maybe they do want to give more Shurima champions, you know, at the very beginning of the expansion. We'll see if we get Pyke, but those sort of, you know, hints and things kind of do point towards Pyke potentially having synergy and having, you know, the new, what would they call it? It's not a keyword, is it? Maybe it's a keyword of reputation. So anyway, here we go. Sivir. Sivir is pretty cool, I think. So she's got a very similar stat line to Ashe. Ashe is coming down on turn 4. Very similar. So it's kind of nice that Sivir, like, even though they're introducing reputation as a keyword, she doesn't have to use that as a means to level up. It's just flat out damage. Now, we're going to probably be incentivized to include units that have a lot of damage. So something that actually strikes me as being a potentially good fit with Sivir is that Rampaging Bakai. Is that what it was? The one that they revealed, I think, with, was it Nasus? Oh, too far. I go too far again. Yeah, Rampaging Bakai here, where he strikes, right? So we don't need to have like the Demacia or anything. He strikes if you've slain 4+ enemies in the game. I don't know, maybe it's coming out a little too slow for Sivir, but things like that, you know, we get these passive sort of damage procs that we don't have to use in combat. So could be an interesting combination with Sivir. All right, and Shurima, as I said, has kind of a lot of tools to deal a lot of damage. So slaying enemies, I don't think will be a huge issue, but it kind of depends on when we want to level up Sivir and how fast that's going to happen. All right, Sivir's Ricochet. We looked at this one already. Very interesting. So reputation, we have to deal. Was it 5+ damage? I already forgot. Kind of a weird keyword. Activates if allies have struck for 5 plus damage at least 4 times this game. So is this like single attacks, or is it like, does it accumulate over time? Like they have 3 damage and they attack twice? Or do they need to deal the 5 damage all at once? Probably the 5 damage all at once, because her kind of followers here are these units that have 5 damage, and so they can help her level up and help get the reputation proc. So kind of interesting. We'll see. This is her signature spell as well. It's pretty expensive depending on how hard it is to get those procs 4 times. It could depend on, it could influence how effective and how good this spell is going to be. All right, Boomerang Blade. Got lots of these, like kind of the same art here. An ally strikes the strongest and weakest enemies. All right, so your ally strikes, so you get to pick the strongest and weakest enemies. So that's kind of cool. It's a 7 cost card still, but I see what they're doing with it. They want you need to be able to level up Sivir pretty quickly here. So we get these combat strikes in Shurima that we don't really have in any other region. There may be a couple in Noxus, but they're introducing combat strikes to other regions, and I think they're doing a good job with this because Demacia is kind of the top tier, and it still is, because this is a slow speed spell. None of these cards from Shurima are fast speed. They can be interrupted. They're just kind of slow speed spells. So Demacia still remains kind of like the king of strikes, which is good. This region is kind of secondary in that. I don't know how good this is going to be. This reminds me of that new dragon spell that Demacia got. This has fewer limitations on it though, which may be why it costs more. I think the dragon one is 6, but this one is 7. An ally strikes the strongest and weakest enemy, so they don't take damage back, which is nice. And you can, like, 5 damage can almost take out anything in the game, which is really nice. So yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to tell if this card is going to be good. I think it's just a little bit too slow, but it could clear out the enemies. She's got Spell Shield, so that definitely helps her case and will help prevent her from being removed if we do use this with Sivir. All right, Payday creates a lucky find in hand. We already saw these, like I said, like the Ruin Blades. Inner Sanctum. Okay, I guess this one is different. This is another focus spell though, so you have to use it first, right? And then you create more focus spells. So these lucky finds 0 mana, which is kind of nice. So yeah, we're just paying 2 for flexibility. Oh wow, there's a ton of lucky finds, a lot more than I thought there were. So we'll have to go through and see what all of the, and they're random, right? It looked like they were random, which ones they created. This one's create 2. I wonder if you get a choice every time, or if it's just random. It gave you choice. Pick a buff from among 3 to grant an ally. Yeah, okay, there it is. A little confusing here. Pick a buff from among 3 to grant an ally. So you use Payday, you get this lucky find, and then I think you use that, and it will generate all of these here. So let's go ahead and look at all of them. So we got a Spell Shield, a Challenger. Oh, it's grant as well. Keep that in mind. This is permanent. That's interesting. For 0 mana. That's pretty cool. Alright, grant an ally. Spell Shield, Challenger, Fearsome, +2, 1/1, Quick Attack, 0/2, Tough, Overwhelm. So there's no elusive. That's interesting. We get almost all of the keywords except elusive. I guess they figured that was just a little bit too strong. Okay, this is pretty cool. So I mean, you do get random, so there could be, I mean, at any point in the game, I think you're going to get something that's at least decent for one of your units. So that's good. Challenger definitely seems like a pretty good one with Shurima, just because of all the Challenger aspects, and with things like Renekton. So granting Renekton Challenger could be super good. He's going to have it for the rest of the game. Spell Shield is also pretty good at certain points of the game, and depending on what kind of units you're running. So for example, with Nasus, we we are kind of building an atrocity deck. If they have a way to proc Nasus' spell shield after he levels up before you can use atrocity, you could use payday to find another spell shield, which would be nice for 0 mana. You don't have to invest a whole lot, or I guess 2 mana, but and then he'll have spell shield for the rest of the game again. Overwhelm would be good as well for Nasus because it make use of his huge stat line. Granting overwhelm would be great if we find that. So I mean, there's a lot of flexibility in this. How many are there? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got a almost a 30% chance of generating the almost 30, exactly 30% chance of generating, one that you really want. So all right, let's keep going. Waking Sand. Summon a Sandstone Charger. So Sandstone Charger right here. This is a slow speed spell. Does kind of the same thing as Sandswept Tomb. So this is a cool card. This is what got me excited during the little clip there. This is an engine forever. When allies attack, summon an attacking Sandstone Charger. Forever. Right? Every time we attack. Man, this has just a ton of ways you could use this. Maybe it's a little bit too slow. We do have to sacrifice a little bit of tempo, but the plus side is that if we put it down on our attacking turn, we still get a unit when we attack. That's so cool. This works with rallies as well. This could, like every time we attack, we get another one of these chargers that are dealing 5 damage. So we've got potential Demacia synergy with this Sandswept Tomb or any other region that can rally at points in the game. It is dealing 5 damage, so they're like really forced to block it. That's a ton of damage. Man, this is I really like this card. This is a really cool value engine, and it really the ability here really helps with like the tempo sacrifice, just because we're getting units out of it. Super cool. I'm excited about this one. All right, Callous Bone Crusher. Reputation. I cost 2, so 6/3, costing 2 mana. Oh man, it's really hard to know how good Reputation is going to be because that seems like it synergizes better with the Trifarians. So we could put down Trifarian Glory Seeker, but these guys don't have Overwhelm, so what's like the point of playing them if they don't have Overwhelm for the reduced cost? I don't know. Reputation seems a little bit weak to me, especially on a unit like this. I guess like the cool thing about this though is that a 4/6/3 is still a pretty ginormous unit for a 4 cost unit, right? That's still a huge stat line for a 4 cost unit. So there's not really any downside to putting this in your deck. And then in late game, I guess just the stats here is kind of the downside. But then in late game, you can put it down for 2 mana. So maybe not a huge amount of downside here. And then this is 6/3 as well, so it has the ability to take out a ton of units. I don't know, chump block pretty easily though. And then it also helps level up reputation itself. It's pretty interesting. All right, Ruin Runner. We have an Overwhelm Spell Shield unit coming down at 5. I think this is actually a decent stat line here. So again, reputation synergy here where she doesn't have a reputation ability herself, but I think that's because she has Overwhelm and Spell Shield. And this is also another potential atrocity finisher. 6 attack is quite a large amount of attack here. And then both of these cards work pretty well with these lucky finds as well. Quick attack would be great, tough would be good, overwhelm is good, extra health. So the stat line, like if we put it in the package, I think they're okay. Callous Bone Crusher, I don't think is good as Ruin Runner just because of these extra abilities here. But it's hard to tell, really hard to tell. Massive units, huge units. All right. So yeah, we got a lot of token spells today, kind of like, I guess, 22 new cards, but most of them were these lucky finds. What am I most excited? Sivir seems pretty cool. I really like her ability as well. While I'm attacking allies have my keywords. A little bit confused still about this. Do they go away after we're done attacking? But these lucky find keywords here are pretty cool as well. Challenger doesn't help us too much in that case, but things like Quick Attack definitely will, Fearsome will, Overwhelm will, Tough will. So there are things that work okay with this. Kind of reminds me of like a miniature Zoe ability where they're granted her keywords and stuff. So anyway, yeah, pretty excited about Sivir. She has definitely some cool like concepts that we could build with her in a whole bunch of different regions, especially with reputation. And yeah, I guess we'll see if we get Pike. Let me guys know what you think about it. Let me know which ones are your favorite. I probably like the Sandswept Tomb the best. This seems like a super interesting card to me. But yeah, tell me which ones you like. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.